Today I'm making a Spanish garlic soup. To start with, I'm going to cut this large loaf of bread just a little over half, and I'm going to set the smaller half to the side, and with the larger half I'm going to set it in the oven 400 degrees, and I'm going to cook this for about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. The rest of the ingredients that I have are 3 large eggs that I'm going to be whisking a little later. We'll use that at the end. We're going to add that into the soup. I also have some kosher salt that I'll be adding. I have olive oil. Get olive oil that you like the taste of. I have paprika. This isn't smoked paprika, it's just regular paprika. It's what I had on hand. I have red wine vinegar, so I'll be using the red wine vinegar instead of sherry vinegar. And I make my own stock, so I've got 4 cups of chicken stock that I've made, and I'll be using that. And then the star, a whole head of garlic. I'm going to peel the garlic and then chop this up. I'm not going to mince it. I do want some pieces that are, when I bite into it, I know I'm biting into the garlic. So let's, while the bread is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get my garlic ready. Okay, so after about 20-25 minutes, I've taken the bread out of the oven. It is almost burnt completely, and that's what you want. I'm going to go ahead and cut this up into about 1/2 inch to 1 inch pieces. It's going to break down even more. So I should have cut the bottom part off of the bread because it went a little further than I really wanted it to go. First thing I'm going to do is take half of my oil, and you'll see the ingredients listed below. I'm going to place that into my large Dutch oven, and the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is toast the bread that I just cooked in the oven. And I'm just going to get a nice golden color to the white part of my bread. So this is going to only cook maybe 2 to 3 minutes. That's it. And then I'm going to clean the pot out and get it ready for the rest of my ingredients. Now the rest of the oil is going into my cleaned out pot. And to that I'm going to add all the garlic that I chopped up. I'm just going to go ahead and stir this around. I want to go ahead and cook this about a minute. Normally when you cook garlic, you just want to cook till fragrant, about 30 seconds. For this one, I want to cook it about a minute. I don't want it to burn, of course, but I do want it to cook for a little bit before adding any more ingredients. Next, I'm going to add the paprika to the pot. The recipe calls for smoked paprika. I didn't have any paprika at all. My neighbor let me borrow some paprika, and this is what she had, which I'm so very grateful for. It worked perfectly. And in go my 4 cups of chicken broth that I made, and the kosher salt. I'm going to go ahead and stir all of this around. You see that my chicken broth is still frozen. I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and then I'm going to add the bread back to the pot and start stirring this around. This is going to cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. You really want the bread to soak up all of the different things that are inside of the pot. And here I've just added the red wine vinegar to the pot. It's what I had on hand. Recipe calls for sherry vinegar, but I didn't have that. And that's fine. Use what you have. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and whisk up the 3 eggs. I didn't end up using all 3 of the eggs. I used about 1.5, maybe 2 of the 3. Taste as I went along just to make sure I didn't need to add any more spices, and as it turned out I did need to add a little bit more salt, so I added about another teaspoon or so of salt. I've got my stove set to about a medium low, and while this is cooking I'm gonna come back and stir it every now and then because I want to keep breaking up those bread pieces until they get even smaller than they are now. After the 20 to 25 minutes, you want to, and just before serving is when you want to incorporate the egg into your soup. While you're stirring, you want to gently stir in your egg and use the amount that you would like to use for this. Serve immediately. You know what would be great to go with this? Yeah, a big chunk of crusty bread. Honey, it's time to eat. Tell me what you think. Okay. This is called a garlic. It's called a Basque garlic.
Basque?
Yeah, B-A-S-Q-U-E.
Oh, Basque. I've never heard
Basque. I haven't either.
Okay, so I'm kind of concerned about the bread part.
The bread was cooked in the oven until it was hard, crunchy, and almost burnt. Then cut into chunks, cooked on the stove, taken out. The garlic was cooked. Then the bread was put back in along with 8 cups of homemade broth.
Oh, wow, this is good.
Can you taste the garlic?
Mm-hmm.
It's got paprika in it, or paprika, however you want to say it.
Wow. I was kind of concerned about the bread being soggy, but it adds a meatiness to it.
Ah.
Like something to bite into, you know? This is really good.
Well, it's part of our Meatless Mondays.
Meatless Mondays, yeah. Mm.
And I mean, the ingredients are just so few. We had, yeah, everything already in the house.
Perfect. This is delicious.
Awesome. Well, today my thing to do is to make Basque garlic soup. Make it your thing to do too.
Bye.
Bye.